I should be passing the threshold I was at before. I believe it was 120. There we go. We can reach the floor now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more Subnauticraft. I did not mean to go down through the elevator, but today we are going to be doing a lot of stuff. There's actually a lot more that's going to go into this than I originally thought, but we're trying to get ourselves our final depth module upgrade, so that way we can now head to the deepest depths of the ocean right out here. But for us to do this, the first thing that we're going to need is to fulfill the goal at the end of last video, which is to fully upgrade our goo. Now, in the last video, we did manage to get ourselves the second to last one in preparation for this one, as well as get everything we should need to be able to get this one. There's a few steps that we're going to need to take first, though. The first thing is going to be to upgrade our nether star right here, which we had obtained by killing the wither in the last video. So, for us to upgrade it, we're going to need to get ourselves this ender crafter. It is a very simple recipe. We're just going to need some eyes of ender crafting table and this new ingot, which is very easy to get. Then we're also going to need to grab ourselves these ender alternators. Now, as far as I know, the more of these I have, the more powerful this should be. So, having it just be these 4 right now should be okay. So let's see. Will this work with these guys right next to this? It does not. Oh, it does work. Okay. So I can just have it be little condensed off in the corner somewhere. I will move this later because it's like, I don't really have any dedicated space for it, but this is literally just made for these ender stars and like one other thing. Yeah, enhanced ender ingots, which I'm not even going to need until close to the end game. It's not a trouble at all. So once that's done, now we get ourselves our ender star. Now this isn't replicatable unlike the normal nether star, but now we have ourselves 2 of these. There is just one thing we're going to need, and that is going to be to grab ourselves our void shimmer goo, which thank God doesn't just break. And now with this, we can go ahead and take this down to our table right in here. And I should already have no, okay, I need to grab some echo shards. I already set those guys up to replication. Now we have ourselves the shadow pulse goo. And this is our final goo. So let's see, what does this thing eat? It eats skulk and the weird looking skulk. So that's a good thing that I made a whole buttload of skulk then, because that is in fact going to be necessary for a bunch of other things. So now that we have this shadow pulse goo, what we need to make with this is very simple. We need eclipse alloy to be able to get the rest of this mission done. And eclipse alloy, as some of you may or may not have just seen, takes a netherite block, which is very expensive as I only have 7 of them available outside of the 8th one that I just made. I'm actually going to need to add this to the blacklist on my breaker over here, because this was what I did in the last video. I automated the goo. And so then we just go ahead and plop that right there. There we go. It does not break it. And it should now. Oh, I never get tired of this mod. Okay, let's go ahead and speed it up though, just because I do need to not waste much time. And then we get ourselves the eclipse alloy. Oh, and that got me the quest for my portal gun too. Either way, after smelting down our raw eclipse alloy, we now get ourselves a full ingot of it, and it is replicatable, which is probably really good, since I don't want to have to keep spending like a whole block of nether. Actually, wait, how close are they in relevance to each other? Oh, good. They're really freaking close. Well, at least I got a few good slots on that thing left, so that's fine. So, now that that mission is done, now what we need to do is we need to get ourselves some platinum. I've already gotten the ingot from loot drops, but I need to get the raw stuff because this can never be simple. So, for us to get that, we need to actually use Eclipse Ember. And once this thing consumes it, there we go. Now we got ourselves Eclipse Ember. Now, what we do is we go ahead and take this void fuel bucket, which we got this from another whole process of things, which you're about to see. I go ahead and place this down, and then I throw the next level up's ember, and then the goo consumes it, and then I get the final product. Now, this was a whole line of things that I just decided to do because it really was just more of the same of all of this, where I would just throw the previous thing into it from the polymorphic acid. So it was kind of a whole thing. So I decided to take care of that off screen. And now what we can go ahead and do is we can go ahead and throw our Eclipse Ember fuel right in here, and then drop in our adamant. And what that's going to do is it's going to consume half of it for each, and then we get ourselves our raw platinum. There we go. But as I had already gotten some platinum before, and it is replicatable, we do not need that. So now with the platinum, what we would need is we're going to need to get this flux gate, which is a crucial crafting ingredient in our depth module upgrade. However, for us to get this, we are going to need to grab ourselves a few things that we do not currently have. One of which is this thing called a processing unit, which oh no, what's plastic? I didn't see this before. What's plastic? Well, it's gonna take a centrifuge anyways, which I am gonna need to make in a second. Oh no. Oh. There's more than I thought. Wait. Didn't I get that? Wait, I already got that quest. Wait. Okay, I need to get this thing. That's cheap. Okay, I'll do that later. But that's not what's next. But okay, we're fine. What's important for the moment is going to be this fluxite. The way we need to do it is going to be with a laser, which is going to be a whole other process of things, which basically for us to make it, we are still going to need a few prior things. The earliest thing we need to start with is going to be this enderic compound, which is what's going to be making the centrifuge that I have been trying to remember which needed. That is sick. Is it gonna spin? Wait, please tell me it spins. If I throw this in here, does it spin? Oh, it spins. It spins!
You get the idea.
Either way though, once these are done, we will now have ourselves our enderic component, which then just leaves our next thing, which is going to be making ourselves the lens. Now this lens is going to be wait a minute, an assembler. I could have sworn I had one of those. It had like a laser.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And then we can go ahead and just plop this baby right here, assume that I need 3, and there it goes once again. And now we have ourselves our laser lens. So now that we have that, we have almost everything we need for the lens, except for the whole thing with the plastic. Well, wait a second. Why do I even need to get plastic for the laser lens in the first place? Because when I'm looking at the recipe, it doesn't actually say. Well, I need it for the quest, so I guess I gotta do it. Okay, so I'm gonna make the machine blocks. That way we can actually unlock the quest line. And then you all saw how I was supposed to get that thing. I just need to go ahead and grab myself some more motors, electrum, and also the plates. I'll be right back with all of that, and then we'll have our laser.
Later.
Alrighty, I got everything. So now we have ourselves our laser. Now, something else that came up. Apparently, for me to actually unlock this quest line, I needed to unlock the plastic quest line, which ended up not actually being expensive. And it just attaches to this thing, so it just lets me make more stuff. So, you know what? It's all fine and well and good. So now that we've got the laser, we're going to need a few things. I'm going to need to get this target designer, which is just going to take some steel, electrum, and then some of these processing units, which I am also going to need for the flux gate. So I'm going to save that for later, especially since it's like the quest right after this, so it's fine. What we need now is we need something called fluxite. For us to get this, we're going to need to use the laser on an amethyst cluster. If I go ahead and use this, is there like an inventory or no? How do I use this? Do I just place it? Is there information on this? If I want to control where the enderic laser lens zaps, I want to be able to control this, so this machine should be more like an arm that bends. Of course, I will need a remote to control. Oh, so I need to make this now. So we can just go ahead and make this thing in our assembler right here. So it's actually very easy to deal with. We're just gonna want to go ahead and speed this baby up. But there we go. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and just make ourselves our target designator. Do I like stick this in, or how do I just target position stored? Do I then click the laser? Did I click the laser? Oh gosh! So that went horribly wrong. And the stuff is missing now. Oh, it stored it in there. Well, either way though, now we got ourselves our fluxite, which is really good. But if we want to actually be able to make ourselves our flux gate, which is how we're going to get ourselves our depth upgrade, we are still going to need one more of those, which means I need another amethyst cluster. This is where we have a small problem, because I have amethyst, but no amethyst clusters, because I couldn't actually get myself a budding cluster. Fortunately though, I do have a way to fix this. We just need to go ahead and grab ourselves a block of amethyst, and then I need to go down into here and then grab something in here that I've had since the very first episode. I don't entirely know if this will work, but if I go ahead and right-click this, there we go! Now we've got an amethyst golem. Okay, so wait, so if I right-click you, and then click your home over to here, he is now going to stay over here, and he should, yes, he's doing it. He will magically take that block of amethyst and convert it to budding amethyst.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so it turns out using the temporal pouch on this does work. So, let's go ahead and set the new position. And there we go. Oh! He'll also harvest the amethyst. Well, it's a good thing I did that in time, huh? Now, we got ourselves our second fluxite, which means we can now go ahead and take the final step in this, which is to grab one last platinum, which is here somewhere. There it is. And then we just need to go ahead and plop this one up here, this one right here, because this is actually very specific with the recipes. I don't know why, but you can't just have the stuff in. It's actually got to be in the right spots. I hopefully won't need this anymore. So now, I'm just going to need to go ahead and grab myself some more of this energetic alloy, which I've made in the past. I already have everything for that. Some more molten eclipse alloy. Definitely got everything for that. And it's replicatable. And I'm going to need to grab myself an atomic alloy, which we have all gone over in the past. And my depth module upgrade, which you will find is already inside of my pants, I believe, for some reason.
Much later.
Alrighty, it's the moment of truth. I just need to go ahead and take this baby out. Actually, I'll leave my pants in. Also, some of you may have noticed it in the distance. I made this aerial interface, which was very cheap, but supposedly it's supposed to put pressure inside of my inventory and automatically charge my suit, but I haven't really been seeing that happening, so I don't know. But either way, now we get ourselves our Mark II. And with this thing being charged manually because that aerial interface is useless, we now have ourselves a way to go to the deepest parts of the ocean, which I was hoping I would be helped with oxygen. So now we could go all the way down to find ourselves our next missions, which is going to be to find the void itself. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I got to find a rift portal frame. Oh, there is gonna be so much in it that I have no idea what I am doing. But you know what? Just let's just see. How far down can I go now without dying? Like, if I just keep swimming, there's probably going to be enemies who are going to want to kill me. But if I just keep, yep, there was very much enemies down there who are going to want to kill me. But I should be passing the threshold I was at before. I believe it was 120. There we go. We can reach the floor now. I'm walking under the water. This is really sick. So is there a portal frame anywhere near here? Because, I mean, I highly doubt that it would be. But even if it's not, I do think that I actually have something that could help me find it. Okay, so do I? Yes, I do still have the explorer's compass. So now, if I look for a portal, see if that structure is in here. No, it doesn't look like there is one for it. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, in that case then, I guess we'll just have to go off and explore to look for a portal on my own time. Did you like this video? Good. And be sure to check out our last Subnauticraft video where we automated goo. Bye-bye!